views and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Outdoors People with me, C.W. Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good evening. It's Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. We've got a beautiful 73-degree Fahrenheit and a rainy day here in north central Illinois. That equates to 23 degrees Celsius for the rest of the world. Yeah, the video. You know, it's funny because Bruno, our video editor, just told me yesterday, he goes, you people in the United States are the only ones who have this crazy unit of measure. Yeah. And from my recollection, I think that came from the old country in England. And yeah, feet and inches and miles. And there was another one that he forgot his rods. That's like 16 and a half feet, which is really a weird unit of measure. I used to know the history about how that happened. But yeah, so we are the only ones using this, this crazy system. But yeah, so what's your temperature down there in Sao Paulo, Americana, Brazil? How's that?
Yeah.
More Pacific?
My gosh. Here it is crazy. It is the first week of spring. And it's like so warm. I am so worried about this coming summer. It is 37 degrees Celsius. It means 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Like crazy, sunny, and warm. And it is just the first week of the spring. So I don't know what's going to happen this summer.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
that is a little extreme for my gosh, and you're just getting started. What is to come? Yeah. Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah.
So
man, that's kind of dangerous, man. So well, I hope
right?
Yeah. Well, stay tuned to see what happens with Maya's weather in Brazil. God. Oh wow. Well, until then, tonight's episode of Outdoors People is brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
By Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Duluth Pack, made in the USA since 1882.
And by Jackson Kayak, pursuing joy through paddle sports.
Tonight's episode is Kitesurfing Around the World with our special guest, Ilona Szadejko. 35-year-old Polish kitesurfer and flight attendant, Ilona Szadejko holds a master's degree in physiotherapy and was once a personal trainer and fitness coach before moving to Dubai. Ilona was quite active while growing up in Poland. In fact, she was a competitive horseman, having trained racehorses in the UK at the young age of 17. Ilona was also a competitive runner prior to becoming involved in competitive dancing with Latino music. Her athletic ability and flamboyant style is evident from the flashy, well-articulated maneuvers she performs, as seen in her kitesurfing videos. In 2018, Ilona discovered and fell in love with kitesurfing. She explains, "I can only say that I wish I would have started earlier." And with that, welcome to the show, Ilona.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Good to see
That
you.
is so impressive, man. Wow. I love watching that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was like actually nice to see.
Oh, we can't hear Maya. What happened here? Maya, we can't hear you. I think she discovered that she was on mute. Okay. Oh my God. Like, I can see her lips moving, but I can't hear her.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
gosh.
I'm sorry. Here it's
Oh,
too
man.
hot, so I stop at thinking. My brain doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry.
I totally get that. Totally get. Hey, I got to ask, Ilona, what's your weather? And actually, where are you at again? Tell us where you're located and what your weather is like down there.
So I'm in Mauritius at the moment. Weather will be around 25 Celsius degrees. So I'm not sure how much Fahrenheit is that.
I'm taking my fancy chart out here. All right, 25 degrees.
Please do. I never use that Fahrenheit feet, so yeah, definitely Celsius.
I think you're about 75 or 76 degrees, according to my fancy chart here. Yeah.
I was about to say that actually, so I nearly scored, but I didn't want to make it wrong.
No. Hey, take a shot at it. You never know what you can win on this show. Yeah, you can. A new car. Yeah, right. I love it. No, that's
okay. Next time I'm definitely going to have a go.
Give it a shot. Absolutely. So yeah.
Well, such a nice weather. I am so jealous, and I am so jealous of watching the beautiful places you are in the videos. That's amazing. And how did you first start with kite surfing?
So to be honest, I looked into it like when I was 25, 28. So we do it a lot back home. I live at north of Poland, which is close to the seaside. So the kite surfing is quite common there. However, the sea is very cold. So I wasn't really that appealed to learn, but since I came to Dubai, I also saw a lot of people kite surfing. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to try that. Let me have a go. So I started learning in Dubai. I went actually back home as well. So I did have a go also in the Baltic Sea. But definitely you just need to warm wetsuit, but now it's so addictive that any weather, any temperature, it's actually fine.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I saw the videos you wore boards. So how the differences of kite surfing and kiteboarding?
So you can actually use the board as a substitute. However, we do use the different boards. And once you use the board with the straps, which you may see right here behind me.
Cool. There we go.
That's the one with the straps. That's the one without the straps, like this for them. So you could really call that one as a kite surfing because you're surfing the wave with the surfboard, which is this. And then kiteboarding, you will mostly use the strap board, which is that one. And you have the straps. Oh my God, sorry. So you can see that. And then once you strap yourself, you can do all sorts of tricks. Actually, now the sport is so evolved that you can do tricks on a surfboard as well. However, if you really want to kind of divide it, you will say kiteboarding will be more into freestyle tricks. I don't know if you managed to see on the video, but we all wear like a harness. So you attach yourself like to the kite. And then you can also do freestyle, which you take this hook off, and then that will be more into the kiteboarding. However, like nowadays, we can just use it as a substitute. So you would say just kitesurfing, kiteboarding. People will just say it's kind of the same thing. But also what we have, it's called kite foiling. And then you use the board, which contains like a mast underneath, and you're actually cruising above the water. I think there was a shot with that as well. So you're not touching the water. You're actually like flying on a magic carpet. So yeah, that would be a kite foiling.
Yeah, it feels like flying when I was watching.
I know it's amazing how they do that. That little just like a right above the water. I mean, it's fascinating. I love that. I love when the guest brings props. Isn't that cool? I mean, she's got that in the background and like, hey, show us what you're talking about. I love that. Thank you for doing that.
The session, so they're right here.
I love that. Well, let me ask you, did your background as a physiotherapist maybe offer you any advantage to kite surfing?
I would say definitely yes. So I was like involved with the sport from like ages, literally since I was born, since I remember. And that's why also I decided to go for physiotherapy, because it's very connected to all the
Yeah.
sports. And as you may get some injuries, as like later on, once you get addicted to the sport, you get to try more tricks and you go for like more advanced things. It actually gets more extreme. So yeah, sprains, strains, sometimes some breaks as well are happening. So it does help a lot, to be honest. Like for
Yeah.
myself, for my friends too, like there's always a lot of tips when they actually know that I'm physio. It's like always, oh my God, I have this one happening. What should I do? So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
magic touch, then the
Oh,
third
that's
thing is coming.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
That's
definitely
funny.
helpful.
Yeah, sometimes I would like to know more about that because I'm always get hurt. So that's very
It's
nice.
very useful. So if something happens, at least you know more or less your recovery time, what to do, how to deal with it. So like I also had some like ligament sprains, strains. So at least I could actually like do physio for myself. Like whatever you cannot do, you still have to go like for the other physio just to do it for you. But it
Yeah,
definitely helps, and the recovery time is quicker as well. So
makes
yes,
sense.
I'm
Yeah,
glad it's
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that's so cool. And how has kite surfing changed in your life?
It changed a lot, to be honest. Like, I've been to different sports, but here I have to admit that you do meet a lot of really interesting people, like all over the world. And the funny thing is, you can meet someone, let's say in Brazil. No, actually, that's the example. So I met
Me.
somebody in Kenya, then I saw the same person in Dominican Republic without obviously like communicating that we'll be there at the same time. And then afterwards, we met in Brazil without communicating again. So it's
Wow.
really cool that you actually, because all we do is following the winds. So you have different seasons in different places, and most probably we'll just like at some point go to the same place, and it's
Wow.
just really really cool. So you get, and it's just really connecting people, to be honest. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's
So you never
that's
travel
true.
alone, actually.
Yeah,
Even if you travel alone, you never travel alone. That's the thing. So you don't have to worry
Uh,
about that.
yes, and you always have somewhere to go and someone to meet in there, right? So that's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
nice
true.
about pretty much all outdoors activity because we can meet new people in new place and the connections are so great. So
Yes,
that's really
absolutely.
nice. And actually here in Brazil it is a big deal kite surfing and I have never
Oh my
tried it
God.
actually.
It is. It is. You should definitely try. Like Brazil is absolutely like amazing, really. And I'm really hoping I can make it this year. Fingers crossed, because it's amazing. Like the variety of the place, of the spots, of the winds, and the whole vibe. Oh my God. Can I just move there, please?
I love it.
Okay.
I'm coming to visit you. I don't know which city you're from, because Brazil is massive, but yeah. If I
You
manage, I'm coming.
Yes, you totally need to come actually. You are welcome in my home and you can pay with kite surf classes. And
Definitely.
we have
Let's
a
do that.
deal.
Okay. Agreement. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Okay,
Sounds
done.
good to me. Okay, done. We sign it, okay? We have a witness.
That's that's perfect. I love it. Well, guys, we are going to a little break, but don't go away. We'll be right back.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born. Built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with Ilona Szadejko. Ilona, quick question for you. I want to know this. Where is the best place you've ever been kite surfing? Like, you've been a lot of places. What's your favorite?
Wow. Okay, so it came up actually Brazil.
Oh,
Brazil
wow.
is really amazing. Yeah. So you're super lucky. If we can switch, I will just go for it tomorrow, I promise you. There's really a lot of places, but like Brazil has got a very long season and like so many places to go. So you have like, okay, so as I mentioned already, you have a surfboard, you have a twin tip. So you can find all sorts in Brazil. You have the really nice flat lagoons, which will be for the freestyle and then hook that I mentioned as well. Sure. And then you're going to have those riders on the surfboards, like catching amazing waves as well. So I really would say Brazil. I mean, still there's a lot, like Cape Town is very nice, but what is cold? Brazil. No need for wetsuit, which is amazing. So it's already sick, you know. Mauritius is very nice.
You certainly don't have to worry about cold temps in Brazil, do you? Not from what Maya's telling us.
Really. No, exactly. Yeah. So the season is actually starting. What do we have? September now, right? So yeah, October, November. So obviously, like summertime, super nice and warm, bikini or whatever rush shirt, and you sort it, you know. So. Definitely one of the most amazing places. And there you also have like some small little islands with like perfect clear water. But again, the winds will not be as consistent. It's just like super pretty. But in terms of wind, it might be a bit tricky. However, once you go in Brazil, you just cannot go wrong. Like that. You'll just have it.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Brazil. So no, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we love it.
Right. All right, I love
That's
it.
what I said. I'm coming to visit you, okay? Be ready. That's no joke.
Yes, no, you are more than welcome, actually, and I for sure will try to meet you for sure, because Brazil is big, and I'm kind of far of the northeast where you guys do kite surf, but I want to for sure meet you, and you are more than welcome in São Paulo as well, and I'm very happy because I cannot say good stuff, like enough good stuff about Brazil. So you hear calling for the world about Brazil. I'm like, okay, you are welcome to my home.
Awesome.
And once so much Brazil, why? What inspired you to move to Dubai and not Brazil?
Oh, I wish it was my choice though, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I went to Dubai like purely for work. So as we mentioned already, like I was active physiotherapist and a personal trainer, plus fitness instructor, doing like million things at the same time. And that was probably like kind of a trigger that I decided to like, have a little change like for a short time. That's got kind of extended because it's supposed to be for 1 year. It turned to be over 8. Yeah, so I just applied for Emirates and somehow I just got quickly accepted. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Why not? I always love to travel, and you do travel a lot with that. So yeah, I just moved to be a flight attendant, and here we go. 8 years after, I'm still there.
Well, let's shift gears. I'm going to shift gears on you for a second. I'm going to ask you about this. And by the way, I think I've always wanted to do an episode with a flight attendant. Okay. So we haven't done that yet because I think that's an interesting thing, especially the people that you have to put up with and deal with. And I have no idea how you guys do that, especially without liquor. And so, but I think we're going to have you back and do a whole episode on this, but I do want to touch on this, that subject for a second, if I may. I want to talk about your work as a flight attendant. Like for instance, give us a description of your schedule for a typical week, and like how many places might you end up in a week? Because that's kind of where you're at now. You're between flights, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah. So you don't really have like a fixed schedule. So basically, how it works, usually half of the month you're getting your roster for the next month. However, even if it's there, anything can change.
Oh, wow.
So you'll be notified in advance, so you can actually like know. However, normally you just like have a couple of flights. If there's a need of duty change, your duty may change like anytime. However, when you have a day off, they cannot really play around with your days off because again, if it's your day off, like now, I'm here, so obviously I cannot be at work, right?
Exactly. You won't be getting a call during the episode to go, hey, show up for a flight, right? I love that.
No. So yeah, like now I'm in between the flights. How many flights you may do, it all depends really where you're going. If it's a long haul, so let's say if I would be going to US, depending on which destination, let's call it Chicago. Okay, we're going to go to Chicago today. It will be usually 48 hours. 48 hours that you're going to spend there, plus obviously flying time. So that may take around 4 days already on your duty. So I mean, if you go there, then the whole week is gone most of the time because you need like 2 days to rest if it's a very long one. However, if you do the short one, you may even do like 3-4 flights within the week. It really depends where you're going to go. But if you're doing very long ones, the time just passes by. When you're doing 17 hours, the day is gone and you haven't even like seen anything apart from the aircraft.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it really
I think, it's funny because I think when you're in a place like Brazil, and of course you can't bring your own equipment, but I'm sure you could probably rent something. You can do something like you can plan a little kite surfing or whatever. But when you're in Chicago, what do you do? Maybe a baseball game. I don't know. What do you do in a place like that where you're sitting there for 4 days? That's gotta be interesting. A little bit of a challenge, right?
I always do my homework, to be honest. I do the research. So if I'm going for a long time, there's no way I'm just gonna like sit in a hotel and just, think, what am I gonna do? So most of the time it will be if I manage to go to like Seattle, San Francisco, LA, I always rent a car. So the moment I land, I rent a car. If I have 2-3 days, I'm just gonna go and explore. So most of the time I just cover like national parks, like I did Yosemite, in San Francisco. LA, so many road trips. Like I don't even remember where I went, so because there's so many that I'm just like getting confused if I went from LA or if I went from San Francisco. Like I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So there's a lot of happening. Sometimes you just get confused. Actually, was it this trip? Was it in this country or that one? Like you just don't remember, to be honest. Like it's a lot of traveling. But if I have a long one, I will definitely explore. Oh, and by the way, in Sao Paulo, I did something as well. I don't remember the name, but there is a like 2 hours drive from the airport, 2.5. And there's a really nice hike that you can do. It's kind of half climbing, half hiking that you have to put the harness, but it's not a
Oh,
normal rock climbing. So it goes like this. It's very steep. You can kind of sit on it on the top. But the weather was very bad. It was raining, so we couldn't really properly do it. I
oh,
don't know.
do,
Not sure about
by
the name, but it was very.
by any chance it was Pedra do Baú?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yes, yes, yes. So I
It is,
remember I actually, yeah, it's so beautiful. But
it
we were
is
not
really,
very lucky. It was raining, so we just hiked, but we couldn't do the whole thing because it was actually pouring down. So we just like covered up. It's like,
oh.
okay, we drove so far, so we will still go. Doesn't matter, you know? Yeah. And we
You know,
And-
visited like the small village around.
it's
yes,
funny.
it is
I can see a climbing thing happening with you two, and I can also see a kite
right.
surfing happening with you two. Yeah, I can see that brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just wanted to mention here before Maya's going to take us into a break, but I just wanted to say, I hope you'll come back and do an episode with us, and we can talk about your work as a flight attendant, because I think there's a lot of interesting stories that you
Yeah,
would probably have to share with us about that. So, yeah,
Many, many.
yeah.
yeah, true.
I will have so many.
Yeah, I can tell. And yes, and it is really close by my home. And I have friends who live there. So if you want to try again, see a beautiful day up there, you are welcome as well. We have
Okay,
lots of fun.
for sure we're gonna do that. Okay, now I'm definitely like coming, layover. I will text you. We'll catch up.
That's funny. I
For
love
some
that
hiking
too.
timing.
Well, guys, we are going to a little break, but don't go away because we have some videos and pictures to look it up.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutubaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on the camping show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground Views virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sights, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground Views virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born. Built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with our guest, Ilona Szadejko. Juan, let's throw some photos up there that Ilona sent us, and we'll have her tell us what we're looking at. There we go. Look at that. That's so impressive. I'm seriously. It's like flying.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. What are we looking at here, Ilona?
So that's just one footer. That's the name of the trick. So you basically just grab the back of the board, which is called like a tail of the board, and you just like kick either up, down, split, whatever you feel like, whatever you're going to do. Yeah. So one footer.
How high are you in the air there? Like, what would you say? Like, you can give us meters, I guess.
That one will be like 5-6 meters, not that high. That's
okay. But you
hard
have
to tell, but this one probably.
You can control how high. I mean, if you say, hey, yeah, I want to go this high, you could probably do that. You could probably go 10 meters, right? If you wanted to, right?
Yeah, so that will depend on the wind as well. So if it's very light winds, like today, for example, like, okay, so start of the kites, you have all different sizes. If it's very strong, then you're going to take a smaller size just because you're catching the wind. It's the same like with a sail, like obviously the big sailboat with a big sail is just going to go quicker, catch more winds, and then move around quicker. With that one, it's kind of similar. So your kite is creating the power.
Okay.
And then if you have a lot of power, if the wind is strong, then obviously you're going to have more height, more speed, and, you can do more crazy stuff in the air because you're going to be like having more hang time.
Yeah. What's the highest you've ever been?
Honest, I'm not 100% sure. I have my watch with my Garmin that shows me more or less, but there is a device which I haven't actually installed on my board, and I have to do it. Definitely, I did like 10, 12 meters, but
wow.
Precisely, I will need to actually get that one and just store it on my board and then just like compete with myself, That's a cool thing that you can actually measure exactly because it's attached to the board. But the watch is pretty accurate as well, I would say. So yeah, I had 11.5 on the Garmin.
That's
very
impressive.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do we got here? I saw this. I'm like, okay, I might have to explain
what
this.
Doing? All right, we just to be honest, we just messing around. That's we were having fun. It was actually a day with a quite light winds, so we couldn't really just do a lot of trips. So it was like, yeah, hey, let's just do some fun stuff. So we were like, yeah, just yoga poses, whatever. And it was actually fun in the water as well. That's my good friend from Italy. So I would tell her to walk.
Yeah, maybe an aerobic
thing. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Love it.
Acrobatic guys.
I always wonder when you get close to the beach like that, have you ever done that and been close to the beach and all of a sudden you couldn't keep yourself in the air and you ended up in the sand instead of back in the water?
Yeah, many times.
Really? Like, oh my gosh.
Of course, this is the part of the game, crashing, falling, all the time.
I could see a trip to the hospital.
The funny thing is like when you watch it after, it's like, oh my God, it's just hilarious. Sometimes all the crashes you just did, but it's just a part of the game.
Yeah.
But that kind of jump, you can just do like a small jump. Like I'm not very high here. I'm just like kind of using this to change the direction, just to go opposite way. And that's a Cape Town, South Africa, another very nice destination.
Wow.
And you just see like Table Mountain behind. Super nice scenery. Yeah, very nice place to go.
You've been everywhere. I love it.
Quite a few places.
All the cool places, yeah, for sure. Okay, there's that thing
but
that
her favorite place, it is Brazil, okay?
Brazil, yes.
Yeah, but her...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love this board here.
So that's another toy. That is actually e-foil. So I don't know if you see, like in my right hand, I'm holding the controller. So that's controlling the speed. And then inside the board, you have a battery that is gonna basically give you the power to move. There's no engine like with a petrol or whatever. Like you just have the battery inside the board.
Oh,
and
wow.
that's when you actually move around on the foil, that you don't really touch the water. As you see, there's a mast underneath. Like here, I think there was a small wave that actually covered the mast a little bit, but usually it's like a little bit higher. So you're still higher above the water than that. And you're just cruising along.
I never knew about this remote thing. That's extremely cool. I did not know that.
Right.
Wow.
It's getting quite common now, to be honest, because you can use it like on the lakes and places where there's no wind, and it's quite easy to actually learn as well, because you don't need anything else apart from the board. So easy but fun still, and it goes quite quick actually. So yeah.
I think that's going to be on my bucket list.
Right?
Oh yes.
Look at that. I love this. Look at this. Little acrobatics here.
Yeah, so this one is like a board off inverted one. So you just kind of go upside down and then just like you remove the board, you swing it, and then after you just need to like use the power, swing it back, put it back on, and land back on the water.
Hey, now, have you ever dropped the board? Have you ever done that and go, whoops?
Oh yeah, like a million times. I even once I managed to drop it. I even land with my bum on it. Oh my god, that actually hurt.
Wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't even know how possibly I could measure exactly. You know, usually when you drop it and you high, like board is gonna land somewhere. You're gonna land somewhere else. But no, I landed on the top of it with my bum.
My god.
So, yeah,
that would not be.
So happens, yeah.
Another cool one. Love this.
Cool.
This is a hand slide. So you just like use the power and you just like sliding the hands on the water.
I would love to try this.
So much fun.
Yeah, doesn't it though?
So much fun.
I mean, you get to fly. I mean, how cool is that, right? Love
And
it.
the place is amazing. This is Oman, and it's really really nice. Very still undiscovered place, and actually there's so many activities there as well. Like a lot of hikes, a lot of wadis to go, a lot of climbing, like rock climbing. So yeah, on the list, if you haven't done it, you should try. It's really nice place.
I will for sure. So nice.
There you go. I like that picture too. Leg in the air. What is it? 1 foot on the board. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a magazine cover. That's a magazine cover right there, if there ever was one.
Yeah,
Or,
so true.
yeah.
A little bit of the yoga on the water.
There's another cool. I love those flying pictures. You know, if you put on the bottom of your board, okay, so this is north, and it's a north board, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, you could put like Pepsi on the bottom there and make some money doing that because they're big advertising.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly, right? Or Red Bull or anything,
Yeah, Red Bull,
right?
there you go. Absolutely. I love that.
Gives you makes you fly high.
That's a good deal. And let me ask you about this control thing, because I used to do a little skydiving. Is it when you turn, you maneuver the parachute, just pulling down on one side or the other? Is that pretty much kind of how that works?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but it's a little bit more complicated when you actually start. You just need to like understand because how you put yourself as well, just to catch the wind, which will be actually similar in a skydiving as well later on with the parachute. So yeah, I think like if you have a control with the parachute in general, like if it's paragliding, parachuting, or skydiving, you may kind of understand it better.
Yeah,
how it goes, because like the crosswind and so on, like it's usually just go like diagonally to the wind. Like even if you're sailing, it's not one straight line. You have to be like doing kind of tack zigzag.
Yeah.
But left will be left, right is right. So more or less just simple, yeah.
We call them toggles, and you would toggle right, toggle left. And so I'm looking at this going, I think that's kind of what's going on there too.
Yeah, so I think you could get that quite easy.
Yeah.
You should try, yes.
Another cool, look at this.
Oh
I love
my
this.
gosh.
You're like an acrobat, man. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
For those of you on the audio podcast, the board is completely 180 degrees from where it should be. So it's upside down. She's still got a foot in it, and the other foot is extended in front of her. And I'm telling you, another one of those Sports Illustrated magazine cover photos. Yeah, very, very cool. I love it.
Yeah, this one's a bit tricky. You just need to like slide with the board on the water, but yeah, it's cool. I like that one. I think
it's only a matter of time before we see you on Sports Illustrated, I'm sure. On the cover.
Yes.
I love it.
I agree.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? It looks like you're surfing, but is it with the foil board or what is that?
So that is actually wakeboarding. So we have the boat in the front that will, like the boat will
Oh,
always create a low wave.
Oh, okay.
However, this is a small board though, so you have two types again here. I'm wakeboarding, so this is the one with the boots, which you wouldn't see like now because of like I'm in a kind of like squat position, like jumping a little bit.
Mhm.
But that with the boots, it's called wakeboarding. So like your feet are attached, and then you can do some tricks on it as well. But then you also have the other one, which is called wake surfing, and then the boat is bigger and it creates a bigger wave. And you actually at the beginning holding the rope because I'm holding the rope here.
Now I see
But
that.
on the
Yeah.
wake surf, yeah, so I'm like holding the rope. But with the wake surf, you actually let the rope go. You just like throw it, and then you just surf the wave itself behind the boat. So the wave that is created by the boats, and that's pretty cool as well. Yeah.
Man, you just do it all. I love it.
just like that.
Very talented. Absolutely. Very, very talented. My God.
Oh boy.
There. What is this?
Yeah.
So I'm jumping over my friend's kite, and I was like, "Oh, do you mind if I just jump over it? You're not scared I'm going to just damage that, right?" I was like, "No, go for it."
Holy smokes, you can do
So-
that? Oh, wow. I would be afraid to get tangled up, man. Wow.
I was like, "Just don't touch the kite. Don't touch the kite."
Yeah. Yeah. My gosh. That's a little scary.
But, oh, that was very fun. That was very fun, actually. It was a nice one.
Here we go. Okay. Now, is this wing foil? Is what we call wing foil, right?
Yeah, exactly. Wing foil. So again, you float above the water. As you see, there is a mast, and then you use the wing to create the power. So you just pump it to get the the wind speed.
For some
So
reason,
that's
this
another one.
that looks awkward to do and compared to like kite surfing. This just looks like you got to have this big thing with you. I don't know. Am I wrong about that or what?
I mean, I will still choose kiting, I would say. It is fun though. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still like kind of a workout. So this one I
Oh.
do like doing. I will do it when the wind is a little bit lighter because I do it in Dubai mostly. Like, I wouldn't travel probably with the wing. I'm not sure if you can tell, but the board is usually like quite big. It's because it has to have more volume than the other boards. So it will be a lot of equipment to travel with again.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice, and then it's a good workout for your upper body, to be honest. So not just doing legs, but for upper body, you know.
I can see that being a workout for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get it tired with that one. It's true.
That's so nice. Thank you very much for sharing those amazing pictures and make us feel jealous.
Yeah. Thank you. Excellent.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
So nice, so nice. And I have the 1 million question. Yeah, if you could go back in time to age 18 years old, what would you do differently?
What I will do differently, I would say, if I could, I'll probably start kite surfing a little bit earlier and focusing on building on something by myself, like choosing the nice place, like Brazil, for example. Yeah. Hopefully it's still not too late. Hopefully it's not too late, still on my list to do that. Just like to open my own school, you know, just like to run the kite place with the yoga and all the activities. So if I started earlier, that will be probably super nice because I'll be already there, you know, running the place, and then people will be coming to me. I'll still be traveling a little bit less because I'll be in an amazing place, so I don't have to go as often, right? I think that's what I would do. Yeah, if I could, I would just start all the things earlier, you know, so I'll be already like in the place.
That's amazing. And never it is too late. So you still having time, and now you have a friend in Brazil to join you.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
now
really
I just found
nice.
the place, so I can just carry on with the idea. As I already found the place, I can just carry on with the, you know, with the plan, with the idea. It's never too late. It's never too late. Hopefully it's
Love
gonna
it.
happen.
And what is the biggest thing that you have always wanted to do, but you haven't yet?
What I haven't done. Oh, that's a hard one. There's always so many things that I wanted to do. Uh, Actually, like my dream was before I started kitesurfing was to like compete internationally, horse riding. So, I mean, I wish maybe I haven't stopped, so I actually carried on that as well because I do have a feeling like I miss it sometimes. So if I carried on, it's just like it's so many amazing sports, but it's hard to carry on with everything at the same time, you know? But I wish I was a superwoman that I could just like do 100 things in one day. I think that's what I really wish for. Yeah. That would be a dream come true, you know? If my day had like, let's say, 50 hours instead of 24. So you could just like fit all the activities in there. Way easier.
Yeah, that's like everyone's dream.
Exactly,
And
right?
where can people find you on social medias?
So my profile is called, it's long, but it's easy though. So everything written together with a small letters, travel active with me. As all the things I'm doing. Travel
That's cool.
active with me, all together, all small. Yes.
Nice. Well, Ilona, we want to thank you for being our guest here on Outdoors People. It was absolutely a pleasure having you here with us. And we hope you'll come back and do that episode with us, with the flight attendant stories. I think that would be fascinating. Would you do that with us?
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be pleasure.
That'll be great.
Yes.
That'll be great.
That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing with us a little bit of her history and share your passion about Brazil. That's really nice, and I really appreciate. And I hope we can meet again in person and in here in the next show.
Definitely, definitely. Whenever I'm in Brazil, I'm going to text you. I'm letting you know.
Yes, deal.
I'll be there.
Love it.
Well, we also want to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show. Rutabaga Pedal Sports, Campground Views, Duluth Pack, and Jackson Kayak.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Canoeing Wild Rivers, with our very good friend, Cliff Jacobson. Along with Maya Marzaki, this is C.W. Getz saying thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next week.
Ciao.